Botani Manene Gazamahle. I'd like to start by thanking your warden, Miss Vicky Heitman, for inviting me to speak to you. I must confess, though, that I nearly turned the invitation down because I think trying to inspire people is a big responsibility, and I didn't think that I was up to the challenge. But upon consideration, I changed my mind and decided to accept the invitation. Today, I'd like to talk to you about the fringe benefits of adversity and the importance of resilience in the face of it. And I'm going to do that in the form of a story. On the 6th of March 1963, a woman named Madiwe gave birth to her first son. She and her husband Sebenzile were farm laborers. They lived in a farm on the banks of the Fish River where they worked for the farmer from dawn to dusk for no money. What they got for their hard labor was food ration. When their son turned 6 years old, they registered him on a school 15 kilometers up the road. For 2 years, the son and his sister, they walked 30 kilometers on a daily basis to attend school. The son became the first in his family to finish high school with a university exemption. He went on to attend First Technical and earned a diploma in mine surveying. From there, he went to University of Texas and earned a Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. He returned home, worked, and became the first South African to be invited by the University of California at Berkeley to complete the BERS Environmental Leadership Program. From there, he went to Brown University on invitation from the United Nations, where he received a certificate in environmental management, and he became the Watson Scholar of the Environment. He further completed the Master of Philosophy in Engineering for Sustainable Development from the University of Cambridge and Master of Business Administration from the University of Cape Town. Well, Madiwe was my mother and Sebenzile my father. The story that I just told you is not entirely true. It is not a lie in the sense that everything that I told you is honest truth. But it's the manner in which I told you the story that makes the story untrue. In trying to tell you the story, I omitted a lot of things that happened on my journey to success, if we consider what I've achieved as success. Along the way, there were a lot of failings, and those failings began, when I was born, because my parents were farm laborers and they didn't earn money. So we were at the bottom of the social heap, and as a result, they couldn't afford to give me and my sister all the things that other kids received. When I had to finish high school, there were riots, and as a result, I couldn't finish what was then called Form 5, which today is called Grade 12. So, once again, I failed. But in 1982, I managed to finish, high school. When I finished high school with the exemption, I was admitted at Rhodes University and I lived at Goldfields. That's where I spent 1 year, and after 1 year, I failed dismally. I failed dismally because I didn't receive any support, but I don't blame anybody for that. When I finished my MBA at UCT, I started a company, which didn't work out. And once again, I failed. But from all my failings, I learned a lot of things about adversity and the importance of resilience in the face of it. I learned, that when you fail, you have to stand up once again, because failing makes you strong. It's just like a baby, who's learning to walk. You tumble and fall and you stand up because you're committed to be able to walk. I also learned, that failing requires one to be resilient. And by resilient, I mean you must be able to adapt to the changing environment around you. To be able to be resilient requires one to do, many things. One of those things is to be able to teach the rational side of you that there's a destination to which, one needs to aspire to. You need to teach the emotional you to trust the rational you, that the rational you knows where we're supposed to be going. You need to create a path for the rational you and the emotional you to achieve success. I also learned, that when you fail, in order for you to be resilient, you need to know what you want to change about your life. For instance, what I wanted to change about my life, I wanted to be different from my parents. So I made informed choices and took timely actions to achieve what I wanted to achieve. I decided early on that I'd never drink alcohol, I'm not going to smoke. So I never did those things. I decided early on that I wanted to commit myself to continuous learning and follow on my name, which is Mpumelelo Ncwadi, which means success through learning, in order to achieve things that I wanted to change about my life and the life of my family. I also learned that to be resilient, you need to make connections. Connections between ideas and connections with other people. You need to engage in continuous conversations that are meaningful and build one's character. You need to be part of a community, broader community, not in the sense of, living, in the community as, people speak about community on a daily basis. Community in the sense that you can build community of students, community which involves your family, community of people you can learn from, and you can also share ideas with. I also learned, that for one to be resilient, we need to remind ourselves continuously of where we came from. For instance, I became an engineer for a reason. When I was a young person, or when I was a young man, my mother struggled with all the basic things, such as clean water. My mother, for instance, walked 3 kilometers to go and get water from the fish reef. And I became an engineer because I wanted to make sure that other people who are in my mother's position when we were kids, they don't struggle, because I, with my education, can help those who are less fortunate than me. So today, I'd like to say this in parting. One day, you're going to graduate from Rhodes University and go on to do other things in life. But please remember to lend a hand to those who are less fortunate than you. You, along the way, are going to fail. But when you fail, please, stand up again, because failing won't kill you. It will make you strong. Thank you very much for listening. I hope I've achieved what I was asked to do, to inspire you to live a meaningful life with a purpose. Thank you.